60-minute or 90-minute class. It's something we've done so many times that a lot of times we don't even think about it, right? We just do it and we kind of rush through it and we go right to our upward dog and our downward dog and we don't even we don't think about it and we don't get to enjoy it and we don't think about the alignment or anything like that. We're just kind of moving to the next pose. But you might be able to take the time in your Chaturanga that you take to learn your warrior 2 or your half moon pose or whatever you're working on and actually enjoy it. So you can take this tutorial as a way to be more mindful in your pose and to work on your alignment, even slow down a little bit and enjoy it. So do a little bit of Chaturanga, and if you have a block handy, that'll be great. Also work a little bit on jumping back from a forward fold, since that's something that a lot of vinyasa classes have us do. So welcome. We'll go to your mat. We'll start in your plank pose. And work with your plank alignment here. So I'm going to press up the upper back towards the ceiling. Let the shoulder blades draw down the back. At the same time, belly's engaged, hips are in line with the shoulders, pressing out through the heels. You come into your Chaturanga, move forward to your tiptoes. You're just going to bend the elbows a little bit. You want to keep the elbows in line with the shoulders, the belly engaged, and tuck the tailbone slightly. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then without moving down, just roll over the toes, lift the heart, come into your upward facing dog. So a lot of times when we're rushing through our Chaturanga, we tend to go into this dipping and then lifting. So try not to go down at all when you're coming into your Chaturanga, the same thing moving forward. And the same thing with your upward dog, right? You're not doing this swoopy thing, right? We're just gonna move forward, bend the elbows, and lift the heart there. And while you're working on it, you're more than welcome to bring the knees down to the earth to help you build your strength. This dipping motion actually creates all this extra pressure over time in the shoulder girdle. So also when you're coming into your Chaturanga, you want to really hug those elbows into your ribs. So think of squeezing in rather than out, because this doesn't give you much stability. So you really want to hug those elbows into the ribs and lift the heart there. And take a break whenever you need to. And if you have your block handy, you can take the block on its highest setting. You want it roughly under your forehead. Hands are shoulder width, just like in your plank pose. I'm going to start there. Fingers about halfway down the block, and you can adjust it depending on your height or your body, whatever works best for you. Come into your plank pose. Take the time to really line yourself up there. You move forward to your tiptoes. Bend the elbows, let the heart come to the block. And you don't want to sag into it. You don't want to put a lot of weight into it. You want to barely touch, so kind of just resting your heart on the block. This is your Chaturanga. This is the amount of strength that you want in your arms when you're coming into your Chaturanga. And then from there, even using the block, lift the heart into your upward facing dog. So you're not allowing yourself to go down to come into your upward facing dog, right? You're taking the time to just move forward, slightly bend, and lift. Okay? And downward facing dog. Make your way to the front of your mat. Find your forward fold. Just take a couple of nice deep breaths there. And shake your head a little. You can sway side to side. Lengthen the spine halfway on your inhale. Really engage the belly here. Now plant your hands so they're flat on the earth. You want some distance between the feet and the hands. Spread the fingers wide. Move the weight forward, almost like you're coming into your crow pose, your Bakasana. Same as in your Chaturanga. You really want to hug the elbows in. Bend here. into your handstand. So even if you don't get that weightless sensation, you want to think of bringing the weight into the hands and forward. So almost like, again, like your crow pose, right? So your crow pose, you're here, right? The same thing, you're going to jump back from there, keeping the elbows bent. Hands to the earth, weight forward, gaze will be slightly forward, bend the elbows, and keeping the weight forward, engage the arms. This is your base now. And then from there, keeping elbows bent, shoot the legs back, adjust your chaturanga there, tailbone top, squeeze shoulder blades together, find your upward facing dog, and exhale back to downward facing dog. Lower the knees, child's pose. Take the hands back by the sides, circle at the wrists, another direction.